Early identification of deviation from cost budget. There is little point in expending time and energy on estimating, development of budgets, and monitoring project progress without being able to identify variations from an overall project budget. The only time you will actually know the true costs of items or the project as a whole are when they are complete. Hence, we aim to track the actual performance of the construction works against the budget as the project progresses. It is important to recognise that deviations may not always be unfavourable. Deviations can occur whereby the cost to complete an activity is within the budget allocated to that project, allowing additional funds to be included in overall project contingency. The alternative scenario is where a project element appears, through project tracking, to be likely to cost greater than the budget allocated. In situations such as these, the project element should be analysed with any potential remedial actions identified. The types of responses could include the submission of a claim for variation, if appropriate, the review of construction method for a more cost-efficient one, the review of construction materials. The important factor to consider is that any action is best taken before the completion of a project element. In any event, it is critical to overall project success to ensure that appropriate contingency budget is allocated to the cost budget for a problem project element, or credited from the budget of a profitable element. This ensures that the overall project budget can still be monitored and managed accurately. Monitoring progress through reports. Throughout the duration of a project management personnel must continuously compare actual costs to the budget in order to stay within the project's projected costs. The project management team can use several strategies to make sure that your project continues to track against your budget. When you compare costs against budget, you should analyse actual or forecasted variances and develop plans for appropriate corrective action in response. The key to effective risk analysis is to obtain real-time cost information and closely examine it for potential issues. A proactive approach gives you an opportunity to resolve cost issues before they pose a risk to your budget. There are various reports that you can use to provide information for comparison, including accounting reports, earned value reports, and financial reports. Accounting reports. Many project managers rely on accounting reports to provide them with a project's financial status. There are several problems with this method, however. Accounting reports do not provide real-time data. Most accounting reports are published periodically. This is like depending on your monthly bank statement for your account balance instead of keeping track of debits and credits yourself. Accounting reports do not track commitments. Accounting reports provide information for expenditures, but most do not track commitments. Without keeping track of commitments, you cannot accurately forecast how much money will be spent. Accounting reports do not provide a complete picture of expenditures. Accounting reports typically report only on invoices paid. They do not report invoices that are either yet to be received or billed but not paid. This does not give you the vision to proactively manage spending. Earned value reports. The earned value report is a graphical time phase report of a project's planned expenditures, the actual cost of the completed work, and the amount of work actually completed. Earned value allows you to determine more precisely where your project stands in terms of your business schedule and budget. There are 9 variance combinations of spending: on budget, over and under, and schedule, on time, ahead, behind, that are typically found in an earned value report. Any of these variances require careful cause analysis before you implement corrective action plans. Management reports. Another important document is the financial report submitted to management. Typically, management reports include a summary of the major cost elements of the project, comparing planned versus actual cost. The most important component of the management report is an explanation of any variances to the planned budget, with corrective action plans identified. Tracking real-time project data. One of the most effective methods to monitor real-time project cost data is to establish a formal tracking method by using a project management software program, such as Microsoft Office Project Professional, or a program such as Microsoft Office Excel. As long as you are diligent in keeping the information up to date and accurate, either type of software can be very effective. Tracking real-time data by using either of these types of software involves being aware of and documenting every commitment and expenditure. The following categories should be tracked for each line item in your project budget. Commitments. Funding authorized to be spent. Types of commitments to track include: releases, a specific authorization against a budgeted line item. Approved scope changes or change orders, authorized changes based on a formal approval process. Estimated additional commitments. These are commitments that are not yet authorized. It is important to closely monitor these cost items because they are uncommitted funds that are included in the forecasted expenditures. These uncommitted funds can be eliminated or adjusted in scope in order to resolve cost issues elsewhere in the project. Types of additional commitments include: allowances, funding from budget line items that are still planned to be released. Pending scope change or change orders, changes that are known but are not yet formally approved. Forecasted expenditures. This is the sum of all authorized commitments plus estimated additional commitments. Variance to budget. This is a calculation of the original budget minus forecasted expenditures. This calculation should be done for all budget line items, as well as total project cost roll-up. You should analyze all cost variances, positive or negative, and implement an appropriate corrective action. To-date expenditures. This is the process of documenting each invoice as it is approved for payment against the budget line item that it was budgeted against. Compare to-date expenditure data with the reports from accounting. Although they will not match up on a month-to-month basis, they provide you with documentation to verify the accuracy of the cost tracking reports.